All right. Hey guys, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com. Ready for this mock draft kicking off in about 20 minutes. Let me go ahead and pull up the chat for you guys. Let me know if you can hear me, if everything sounds and looks okay. And yeah, be drafting for Walk the Mock, a 3-round mock draft. I'll be taking control of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So yeah, just let me know if you guys can hear me, if everything sounds all right. And you guys, of course, will help me draft as well. So hey, Garrett, thank you for being here. Appreciate it, Gabriel. And we got some people in the chat here already. So yeah, as I've teased on Twitter and on the YouTube channel the last couple of days, this is Walk the Mock. I want to give a thank you to Tim and Joe for inviting me to run the Steelers draft. We'll start top of the hour. Just doing 3 rounds should last, I'm not quite sure, maybe 2 hours or so. Not 100% sure with the abridged mock here. But there are trades. There is a person, I believe, for every single team. So it won't be any computer picking, which is always nice. And we'll see how things look for Pittsburgh. So we got Aiden, Alex, Mike, Jack, Nikki. Thank you guys for being here. 49 people here in the chat. Ryan, thank you so much for being here as well. If you could like the stream, that would help bring in more people. I would certainly appreciate that. And yeah, you guys can help just advise me on who we should be taking here. I get things kind of set up here on my end. So we'll have pick 24, as I'm sure you guys know by now. We could trade up, we could trade down. I think I'm a lot more likely to trade down, but we'll just have to see if anyone wants to move up with me, which you never know what other teams are going to want to do, especially since there isn't likely to be a quarterback there worth someone trying to trade up for. Caitlin, thanks for being here. Spencer, hello to you. Garrett, yes, we're going to try to keep it realistic. I think the fact that there's 31 other real life people is going to help keep the realism here. It's not going to be you can't exploit a computer or something like that. So I think that'll be really interesting. Any other Steelers questions you want to kind of throw at me here before we start? Feel free to. We'll start here. It says in 17 minutes. I did a test draft last week and I had a lot of fun with it. So hopefully everything will look okay on the screen. If there's something that's cut off or not showing up properly, let me know and I can probably try to make some quick adjustments to the screen. Let's see. Ryan saying if Farley's there, I got to grab him. In real life with Caleb Farley, I think he's a really tough guy to justify as a first-round pick because there are some other cornerbacks. So Greg Newsome from Northwestern is an example maybe you'd rather take just because you don't have a lot of information on Farley. He didn't play last season. He opted out. It's had the back issue. Didn't get to work out. That back issue's been a recurring problem for him. There's just a lot of red flags there despite his talent that tells me, I don't think I'd be comfortable taking a first-round swing at Caleb Farley in this mock, but more importantly in real life. Yeah, Mike, I don't know why I casually keep saying field at 24. That just doesn't feel realistic at all. Ultimate Elite, thanks for being here. I know you've been here for a little bit and left some comments, so thank you. I'm excited as well. Christopher, I think generally speaking, they're fans of their team or they cover the team or something for a website. I don't know if that's 100%, but I think it's pretty close. So I think that'll make this even more realistic. Jack, will there be a big board on screen? Yeah, there'll be. It's a little. I don't know what the word is. Muddied. It's maybe not the cleanest big board in the world, but I think it's pretty good. And you can go through different positions. Cycling through different positions is a little tough. It's kind of. I wish it was a little bit easier of a layout, but we'll look at it here. Hopefully, it comes up here soon. Pino, is there a possibility of Nelson coming back? I mean, if Vince came back, you can't rule it out completely, but I feel like they want Sutton on the outside. Nelson maybe a little too prideful to come back, so I'd be pretty surprised about that. Christopher, this is Walk the Mock. You guys can go ahead and sign up. There are free versions, there are premium versions that give you, I think, more details and just more things you can do on the site. I think it's a pretty new site, I believe, but Tim has been very generous and kudos to him for putting this thing together. Ryan asking about Vince Williams signing. Does that keep him from drafting a linebacker high? I don't think it would. Vince is probably going to be in his last year with the Steelers. Not even a guarantee he makes the roster. I think he will, but it's not in pen. So it wouldn't prevent them from drafting a JOK or even a Baron Browning in the second round. I do think it very much decreases the chances of them taking, say, a fourth or sixth round, flyer on inside linebacker. I think those chances do go down quite a bit. Mike, that's a good point on Davis. He's kind of been a late riser to the media, to us in the process. Probably a guy we should talk about a little bit more. But just given the history of things, Colbert Tomlin not at Kentucky's Pro Day, probably doesn't put him in play at 24. Christopher, no financial details on Williams' contract. It's probably for the million or for the minimum, so that would put it at just over $1 million. So yeah, what do you guys think we should do? Do you think if a running back is there, should that be top priority, or do you think we should focus on offensive line and specifically probably a center would be the most pressing need? Could be a left tackle as well. Could Wyatt Davis move to center? I think he's probably more of a guard. I mean, I guess I wouldn't rule it out, but I don't think there's really been any sort of talk about him moving to center. Stephanie says running back. Gabriel Black Sun saying O line. Solarverse, thanks for being here, says Naji. Wade Johnson says best player available. Adam Avery Williamson has not signed with anybody yet. He did have a cryptic tweet or Instagram post that may have hinted at him coming to Pittsburgh, but I think sometimes we read into those posts too much. So no word yet on Avery Williamson's next team. No running back first round. Now the question is, if we don't, and this is the dilemma the Steelers have, if they don't go running back at 24, who are you going to get to be your running back? Who's going to be the guy at 55? Because I think there's a good chance that Harris, Etienne, and Javonte Williams are all gone by 55. So now you're left with what? Trey Sermon, Ramondre Stevenson. Because I think they still want someone with some size and feature back ability. So they don't want somebody that's too small that couldn't theoretically handle that every down type of role. And there just aren't a ton of guys that fit that mold. I guess I like a Kenny Gainwell, but he's not going to be a feature back. He's just not. So that's the issue, I think, with Pittsburgh and why they are so, what appears to be committed to taking a running back at 24. Nick Valley, what about a punter? Got a lot of punter profiles up on Steelers Depot. Just had one go up, I think, yesterday on James Smith, and I'm kind of working on some punter rankings. I'm big in the Drew Chrisman camp out of Ohio State, my favorite punter in this draft. Yes, James Bates. Trades are possible. Now, I know the system's been a little wonky. I haven't had an issue with it yet, but I know some other people have said they've had issues with offering trades and stuff like that. But trades are possible, and certainly we'll look to explore them. I'm much more likely to move down than to move up, but we'll see. And by the way, picks are 2 minutes. You're on the clock for 2 minutes in these 3 rounds. Should we look at a quarterback earlier in the draft? Slot's a big question. I mean, in reality, what are they going to do with Sutton? Is he going to be an outside corner full time? Is he going to be an outside corner in base, kick to the slot in nickel and dime? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I like Patterson, Garrett. I kind of gave him the Devin Singletary comp, not just because they're both in Buffalo, but just kind of undersized, great lateral quickness, lack home run ability was my comp for Patterson was Devin Singletary. Adam, I could trade up in the second round, sure, but I mean, it doesn't matter as much for this draft because it's only a 3-round mock. But in real life, do you want to give up draft capital to go into the second round and not address other positions you may need to address, edge and tight end, slot corner, safety depth, things like that? Yeah, Adam, good point on Dickerson. I love Dickerson's tape, but the medical is unfortunately just tricky. 2 ACLs, 2 ankle injuries. It's a lot of risk there. Yeah, I like Stevenson, Christopher. I think he's got really good quickness and good feet. But does he profile as that feature type back? I'm not. I think it's a bit of a leap. 6'1", yes. Tomlin, Colbert, Canada, both at Harris's and Etienne's Pro Day. They weren't at Harris's Pro Day where he worked out. They were at his first one where he attended but didn't do anything. Eddie Faulkner was the key man there for Harris's second Pro Day where he went through drills, did not test, and Faulkner put him through drills. All right, looks like the draft is open, so we can kind of take a look at it here with you guys. Just going to go with the default ranking and go to the draft room. All right, so this is how things look. We can kind of because I'm sure this is new to a lot of you guys in terms of how the layout is for Walk the Mock. See the big board over here. This is a little too big for me because it kind of gets in the way of everything else. But you just have to scroll and it's fine. And there's also a chat function here as well. So we'll say hello to everybody. I don't believe there's a way to privately message somebody. It'd be cool if there was, because then I could do draft or trade negotiations privately. But that's all right. Show top 100. Can I zoom out? Oh yeah, that is actually really zoomed in. I'm gonna have to play around with things here. Ooh. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Matt. Let me try to zoom out. I may have to try to adjust some things here with OBS. I don't know if that's helpful at all. Yeah, no, I definitely know it's zoomed in too far. That probably didn't change much. I gotta try to do this on the fly here. Oh man. All right, we'll have a couple minutes here while I try to figure out how to best frame this. I'm trying to use my OBS to zoom out and kind of change how this thing looks. Give me 1 second here. I'll put up an image. No. Is that gonna look any better? All right, let me know if that looks better. I think it will. Should come up here in a second. There's a little bit of a delay from my talk to you guys. All right, I think that should be better. So let me know if that looks better. Better? Okay. So yeah, starting in 7 minutes. And again, the big board, it's kind of weird. You have to I don't know how to explain it. Click off to see the picks. But I want to look at the top running backs and then the top fullbacks. They kind of all get, or receivers, they all get lumped together. So you have to click off to degroup them, I guess. But this is the big board. ETN, Harris, Williams, Sermon, Patterson. Next man up there. Make the screen smaller. Is this kind of maybe this? I mean, this seems like it has all the information. Nothing's cut off, as far as I can tell. So it should be okay. Better than where it was for sure. Again, if you guys could like the stream, I would certainly appreciate it. Get more people in the chat and subscribe if you would like to as well. Captain Spartan, can I private message somebody? I don't think you can. No, I don't see any way to privately message somebody. But that's okay. It's not that serious. Could I try trading up for Fields or Lance? I don't think that'd be very fun, just because that would be the only pick I have in this thing, and then we'd be done. So probably not going to do that there. Mike says the screen looks fine. Cool. Missing something on the right edge. Yeah, it's cut off slightly, but all it's missing is you'll see some of the names here. So I don't know if I can zoom out any more to show that. Hold on. Because if I go too small, then it might be just hard to read. But this is going to be the listing of who's been taken. Yeah, it'll be a realistic draft. I don't think it's going to be unrealistic. I mean, we're going to work together with this. Yeah, I don't think we'll be. That's going to get cut off, I think. So I apologize. But if you guys just want to know who's been taken, just message me, or I'm trying to think of a different way to do it. I'm afraid to move things around on the screen too much without cutting something else off. Whenever a pick gets made, though, the screen will light up and it'll flip and show who's been taken. So you guys will still get to see who's been selected with the most recent pick. Suleiman saying, is it worth taking Javonte at 24? I mean, I think we can discuss that. I I don't know. I like Javonte Williams personally more than I like Travis Etienne. And I know some people will say Javonte's too small. He's basically the same size as Travis Etienne. Etienne is 3 pounds heavier and he bulked up for his pro day. He didn't play 215 in college, and he's like half an inch taller. And Javonte Williams has bigger hands. So if you say Travis Etienne is big enough for the Steelers, you really have to say Javonte Williams is fine size wise for Pittsburgh. Mike, I would take Naji Harris over Travis Etienne, and I don't think it's a tough decision for me. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm taking Harris. It sounds like though a lot of people, a lot of scouts and scope coaches like Etienne more than Harris. Where does Pittsburgh come in? I don't know. Kalen, this is a 3-round mock. I did the 7-round mock the other day offline. It wasn't streamed or anything, and it took like 4 hours. So as much fun as that would be, I think something a little bit shorter would be nice. Brandon, I do not know who the other team owners know. The answer for that, yes, I would consider Creed Humphrey at 24. If you tell me you can get a 10-year starter at center in the first round, I'm not saying no to that. I think the Steelers, as much as any team, should recognize the value of having a great center. I mean, all their Super Bowl appearances and wins have had a good to great center, whether that's Mike Webster or Dirk Dawson, Jeff Hardings, Marquise Pouncey. Steelers and centers are kind of synonymous in terms of success. So why would you not go Humphrey? He's got really good tape. I mean, it's hard to find weaknesses in his game. A little bit of lack of length that probably hurts him a bit when he moves to the second level trying to hit a target in space. But other than that, very few flaws in his game. Stephanie, do I think it's possible for the Steelers to take a safety? The only one that would fit is Morrig from TCU, but I don't really see that as likely unless he has like a lot of slot corner experience and versatility. But I think safety in the first round, if that's what you're asking, probably no. All right, 2 minutes to go. Reminder, we have pick number 24, so we are down here. And then we'll pick at 55 in the second round, 55 overall, and pick 87 in the third round, and that will be the mock draft. There we are. So it'll be a little bit before our first pick. It's 2 minutes for each pick, and you guys are my scouts, and we're going to help figure this thing out. So you guys, your input is very much appreciated. I don't want to do this alone and just pick somebody. But thank you guys very much for being here, spending your Saturday night hanging out with me. Do I have my own top 20 ranking? No, I don't have it on here, and I don't have it in my head, Adam. Do I think Miners has upside to be a really great center before Ben retires? Well, I think Ben's got a good chance to retire after the season, so can Miners be a great center in one season? I mean, that might be pushing it a bit, but it is only 1 year. LB says, I think the Steelers will surprise everyone and draft someone we didn't think of first time. Yeah, I mean, Artie Burns, we didn't really expect that. Terrell Edmonds, we definitely didn't expect that. I had him in the second round of my mock draft for Pittsburgh. I didn't have it in the first, so you never know, especially in a year like this. No, Chris, I have not gotten trade offers. I think they show up. I forget where trade offers show up. I think once the draft starts, you can do trade offers. They're somewhere in here, but maybe not yet because the draft has not begun. And I've actually never received a trade offer before. I've tried to make them, so I don't really know exactly how that looks whenever you get an offer, but we'll find out. Where's Darisaw rated on their board? He is rated number 15 overall, the third ranked tackle behind Sewell and Rashawn Slater ahead of Tevin Jenkins. Tevin Jenkins will look good in a Steelers uniform. You want to get serious about your run game. That's probably the guy to do it. All right, ready to start the draft here, guys. I'm really excited for this one. 3 rounds, Pittsburgh Steelers, 2021 Walk the Mock underway. All right, the Jags, will they take Trevor Lawrence? NFL retweet the owner, whoever that is. I think it's actually a pretty popular account. Making the pick for the Jags. being told to trade back. Oh. Let me know if that's too loud for you guys, by the way. There's Trevor Lawrence, number 1 overall. We can react to it. The Jets making the pick at number 2. Is it's going to be Zach Wilson? And let me know if the audio for this stuff is too loud. And it is Zach Wilson. So draft starting as expected, as it'll play out in real life in about a week and a half. Lawrence 1, Wilson 2. What will the 49ers do at 3? It'll be a quarterback. Question is it going to be Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Justin Fields? I don't think anyone knows right now. Let's see what direction Michael goes in. The music is a little dramatic, but I do like it. And you're going to hear that a lot. It's going to come up every single time. Carlos, thanks for letting me know about the audio. Mark, thanks for being here. 151 people here. Really appreciate it. Having a lot of fun here with you guys, and we're just getting started. Had a blast here this draft season. The channel's done unbelievably well, and that's all thanks to you guys. So really appreciate all your support. Frank says the audio is all right, what are the 49ers doing? Number 3. They select Kyle Pitts. Oh, wow. That is a curveball. I got to put a shocked reaction to that one. 6 people shocked to that. Kyle Pitts to the 49ers. All the quarterbacks on the board. It's Kyle Pitts and George Kittle. Instantly the best tight end duo in the NFL. Joey, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, that one, I did not see that coming. But Michael is apparently a big Jimmy G fan. And so that is the first surprise of the draft. And so what do the Falcons do it for? They got their pick of any quarterback. Goat House here. Can he pick Fields? Lance? Probably not going to be Mac Jones, I don't think. Pitts would have been great down there, but who knows? Again, this is the board over here. We can kind of scroll through. Wish it was a little intuitive. Oh, their first trade. Falcons dealing with Denver. Denver moving up to 4. That has to be for a quarterback. Has to be. Again, the question is just going to be what quarterback. You know, that's the thing. I know it sounds ridiculous, but man, there are picks every single year that make you scratch your head or are total shockers. So I think this obviously is not going to happen, but I think it's fun. I think it's cool to do something just different and not expected. So who is Denver taking? Who do you think the Broncos are taking here? I don't know if it shows what the compensation was. Yeah, it didn't really show it. I mean, I can try to scroll down through here into the second round. So they're getting I think they already have that pick. So they picked up, okay, that shows the trade symbol. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you should be able to see that. So Atlanta got 9, a second, and a third for Denver to move up to 4. So those are the terms of the trade. Yeah, Adam Terrell Edmonds. That was a surprise. Thought a second round pick ends up going in the first round. And then the guy right after him was Rashad Penny to Seattle, which was even more of a surprise. And that didn't work out at all for Seattle. Edmonds worked out a lot better for Pittsburgh than Penny did for the Seahawks. People saying it's got to be Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. All right, the pick is in. See who it is. Justin Fields, Ohio State. Now a Denver Bronco. Yeah, K-Dubs. Cleve Farrell going 4 to Oakland. Total surprise. So I know some of these sound unrealistic, but man, the draft has been full of surprises, especially in a year like this. It's going to be unpredictable. Boards are going to be all over the place. Yeah, Mike, the Denver owner, I think, is done for the night, but he got his guy. Brandon got his man. So I know things still are a little cut off, but I think we can see it well enough. So it should work. This is the trade window over here. That may not show up well for you guys in the screen. I'm not sure how well that's going to look. But I'll talk it through with you guys. Yeah, Aeon, the real draft is not realistic in the sense of it's never as cookie cutter as we expect, especially once trades start getting factored in. Yeah, trading's going to be. You see most of it? Okay. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. Will I pull the trigger on a quarterback if one is there? Maybe. I mean, we'll have to talk it through with you guys, but I'm not opposed to the idea. Nikki, yeah, I like Davis Mills. There's some potential there, but there's just not a lot of tape, not a lot of resume. Some people have said he could be a guy at 24. Davis Mills goes in the first round, man. To anyone, let alone to Pittsburgh. It'd be kind of crazy. Yeah, I should have showed the chat. I'll show it after the Bengals pick here. I should have done that. See who the Bengals are taking. They're going to go tackle, Sewell, take a receiver. Oh, wow, the Patriots traded up. Yeah, we'll look at that here in a second after this. The Bengals take Sewell. Penei Sewell from Oregon. Solid pick there, 20 years old. Best tackle in this class. All right, let's see what the Patriots did. Let me scroll down here a little bit. Patriots to move up to 7 from 15. The Lions got a third and a future first and third. That's good for real life, but for Walk the Mock, I don't know about how future picks are going to help you. Looks like the chat has been quiet. Not much of a reaction. Loving all the trades. Throw a chat out there. Andrew, I don't know about the Concordia kid. If you want to educate me, feel free. I could not tell you much about Chris Garrett. So I am thinking about trading back. We're not going to do it now. We're going to now see what the Dolphins are doing. And there's Jamar Chase. So I'm not going to go with the receiver from Bama for Tua. Just going to take the best player there. Oh, and the Patriots, they knew who they wanted. Pats moving up, I assume, for a quarterback. And there it is, Trey Lance. I think that's really realistic. That one, I think, is solid. So the Pats move up and get their quarterback. Yeah, he was trying to trade Deshaun Watson. I don't think you can trade players in this. So we are on pick 8 with the Panthers. I'll recap the top picks so far since it's kind of hidden. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Kyle Pitts, a surprise at number 3. Denver moving up to 4 to take Justin Fields. Sewell going to the Bengals. Jamar Chase to the Dolphins. And the Pats moving up from 15 to 7, trading with Detroit. Matt Patricia working a deal with the Lions there to get Trey Lance. And you're right, only one quarterback left. That is Mac Jones from Alabama. Yeah, Panthers. I don't know what direction the Panthers are going here. Could they take a quarterback? I know David Tepper's been very aggressive about it. They did trade for Darnold, obviously. But who knows? I think Micah Parsons would fit. Do they want a receiver? See the big board here. Devonta Smith, Micah Parsons, Surtain in the second. Waddle, J.C. Horn, J.O.K., Vera Tucker, underrated guy. He's going to go in the first round. Patrick Johnson. That's the Tulane kid, right, Andrew? I'm always getting Patrick Jones and Patrick Johnson mixed up. Yeah, Captain Spartan, let's see. Panthers, tank. Rashawn Slater. Good call, Captain Spartan. Will he stay at tackle? Will he move to center? Some people project Slater could be an excellent center, the way that I think Cody Whitehair moved from tackle to center from Kansas State. So on pick 9 with the Falcons, who moved down with Denver. Moved down 5 spots. Wade Johnson says, I better not draft a quarterback. We'll see. Wow, 212 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much. I think that's the high for this channel. So this is really exciting. Really, really happy to be drafting with you guys here. Who would I trade back to, Mike? Yeah, late first round, ideally. I think if someone wants maybe a top tackle is where I would look to try to make a move. See what the chat says here. Nothing. Chat is silent. Adam, I haven't watched enough on Darrisaw to have a strong opinion. I don't get the sense he's strongly in play for Pittsburgh in real life, though. Yeah, I don't know who the Falcons are taking now. They got Ridley, they got Julio. They don't really need a receiver. All right, well, we'll get our answer. Jalen Phillips. Bit of a surprise. Really talented edge rusher. Absolutely blew up his pro day. The concern with him is medical. 3 concussions, had to medically retire from UCLA, transferred to Miami, has 1 year of production. But in a weak edge class, he might be the most talented, the guy with the most upside. It's a lot of risk, though. But the Falcons do trade down in the process, pick up some picks, and get Jalen Phillips. Adam, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And again, thank you to Walk the Mock. Be sure to check them out if you guys want to do this type of stuff. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know if I would have taken Jalen Phillips, but I also don't know who I would have taken there. And certainly the Falcons do need pass rush help after losing. Vic Beasley didn't work out. Takk McKinley went AWOL. He's now with Cleveland. Not a lot of pass rush options for Atlanta. So still a lot of good offensive linemen. Who are the top offensive linemen out there? It's Darrisaw, Jenkins, Cosme, Leatherwood. I like Eichenberg a lot. Radens. I think James Hudson's a sleeper. In terms of interior offensive linemen, Vera Tucker, who could play tackle, probably kicks to guard. Creed Humphrey, Dickerson, Miners, Davis, Josh Myers, Trey Smith. So a lot of offensive linemen available right now. Dallas on the clock here at pick 10. Is it going to be Surtain? J.C. Horn, corner, some secondary piece. Makes a lot of sense here for Dallas. And so we'll find out. So Dallas will take, at number 10, Patrick Surtain. Pretty popular pick there. That one makes a lot of sense. Yeah, who's that? Thomas. I like Old Jari a lot. So I think he's my number 1 edge in this class. He plays to run really well. He's like 21 years old. I don't really have a trade back team target. I'm just going to try to throw a lot at the wall if I trade back. But we have to probably around pick 20 start thinking about, are we going to trade back or not? We can't do that at pick 24 and start trying to wait on answers. So let me just put a general feeler out there. How many of you guys are in favor of trading back? I know we don't know the exact layout of the board right now, but who's in favor of trading back? Personally, I'm in favor of it. Dorkman says to move back. I know it does partially depend, of course, on what the board looks like. A lot of people saying trade back, though. A lot of people saying that. Carlos, I'm happy you're here as well. Suleiman does not mind. K-Dub's in favor of trading back. Valid wants Kyle Trask. I'm sorry, Valid. I don't think I can take Kyle Trask. I don't think I can live with myself if I take Kyle Trask in the second round. Lance saying if JOK is there, I wouldn't pass him up. The Giants, number 11. Devonta Smith. More weapons for Daniel Jones. It's a good value pick there. And the Eagles, trading with Denver. Denver, how active? Denver's moving up. Where they get these picks from to move up? Let's see what the terms of the deal were. Denver, whoa. This is a pretty wild one. Denver going up to 12. Eagles gave up or they got back a 4th and a 5th in next year's 1st. And the Broncos get Mac Jones. This is wild. Wow, so Denver, what did Denver already take a quarterback? All right, I think maybe something didn't get super realistic here in this one. I don't know what's happening. Or he screwed it up and had something in his queue wrong and took him. But this is like RG3 year on steroids with Kirk Cousins and RG3. I don't know what that is. Again, the trade term's very weird. Denver getting pick number 12, the Eagles getting a fourth, a fifth, which will not be picked in this draft, and next year's first. So, all right, that one, in terms of draft realism, not quite on the nose. I don't. Maybe he screwed up there and didn't mean to take Mac Jones, but what are you gonna do? You get 31, people in here, and sometimes that happens. Let's see what the chat is saying. Somebody. So I think we weren't going for realistic. Broncos answering Mac Jones and Justin Fields with yes. The Raiders are willing to trade out. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Chargers pick is in. Let's see what happens. And they take Darisaw, and they need some tackle help. We play next to Matt Filer. I think Filer's playing at guard. I don't know where the Chargers exactly plan to play Matt Filer. I think it's NFL Retweet and the Goat House, yes. I'm not entirely sure who those people are. You may know better than I do, but I believe so. Yeah, Drew Lock is wondering what's happening right now. Justin Fields is wondering what's happening right now. Maybe the Broncos are now going to deal Mac Jones and Justin Fields to somebody. Try to hold those quarterbacks hostage. Yeah, Waddle is dropping. Again, look at the big board. Parsons, Waddle. So let me scroll a little bit. I'll just go this way. Paye for the edge, kind of tweener from Michigan. J.C. Horn, Vera Tucker, J.O.K., Zaven Collins, Bateman, Barmore, Etienne, Harris, Caleb Barley, Mooring, the top safety in this class, Greg Newsome, Creed Humphrey, Ojolari. I'm still struggling with the pronunciation. Yeah, we'll go with it. Aeon, what are you going to do? I think I'm going to make some trade back offers, though. I don't know. I'm going to let the chat know willing to trade back. I want to at least see what our offers are. We have to at least investigate and inquire. So after this pick, I'm going to try to make some offers here. And again, it may be cut off a little bit. I'll try to talk it through. But I think moving down and getting more picks in a class where there's a decent amount of depth and just a lot of holes is probably the way I want to do this. No, Dorkman. Farley is still there. Adam, I like Zaven Collins. I would consider him at 24. Suleiman, I think Moore can play slot and safety, yes. All right, Minnesota at number 14. Chad, it is exciting. Thank you for being here, my man. And the Vikings take Jalen Waddle, receiver from Alabama. You got Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Adam Thielen. That is a heck of a receiver core for the Vikings. All right, I'm going to look to make some calls to move down. I'm going to start here with Grant and the Saints if no one responded to the chat, which I don't think anyone has. I've got no offers so far, but I'm going to try the Saints here. No, I always hit that's not the right way to do trades. This is the right button. So I'm going to try with the Saints, see if they want to come up at all. They'll get 24. I'll get 28 and their second, third. So I'll send 24 to get 28 and a third. Go ahead and make the offer. And we'll see if Grant responds. Yeah, this mock is a little suspect, but it's been fun. So who knows? Thomas, thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words. And if anyone wants to send a super chat to, you can do that and get any question or draft suggestion guaranteed to be asked and answered by me. Andrew's saying to send me an offer at 30. Okay. So Andrew, is that really you? With Buffalo? Okay. I'll send you an offer, Andrew. I didn't realize you were in the chat or in the draft. It's only a 3-round mock, so I can't ask for a 5th rounder. So, and I don't want to offer you like 4th round picks since we're not drafting that. So, it's just how we'll start the offer, and, go from there. As the Houston Texans we'll take at number, what do we have, 15? 15 here with James. Houston traded up. We'll check the trade here in a second. They traded with Detroit. Detroit got got like a third and a fourth in future picks. Oh, is that, you were joking? Well, I said it anyway. Vera Tucker going to Houston. They try to rebuild that team with all their infinite free agents. Andrew, I wasn't sure. I didn't know who's doing what, but those are the offers. Again, looking at the Texans deal, Houston getting pick 15, Detroit getting a third, a fourth, and a future first, second, and third. So there you go. Pretty big trade there. Blake and the Cardinals are up, and the pick is in. Andrew, I didn't know if you were serious or not, but I want to make a trade down, so that's fine. J.C. Horn, that's a really good pick there, I think, for Arizona. I think it's a really strong pick for the Cardinals. I'm going to try to look with a deal with Kansas City, getting a third. I don't know if anyone is going to want to do this trade. Okay, the Raiders are moving up. Raiders making a deal with Cleveland. Or the Browns moved up, I should say. I got that wrong. They're going from 26 up. And they're going to take Micah Parsons, who fell a little bit. He's going to be strong behind that defensive line, now with Clowney and Myles Garrett. I like that pick for the Browns. Yes, Garrett. Humphrey is still there. Last couple picks, Micah Parsons, J.C. Horn, Elijah Vera Tucker, Jalen Waddle, Christian Darrisaw. Been the last couple of picks. JOK. Adam's thinking here to, who is this? Miami. Or could they take a running back? Yeah, this will be, we got to look here on a running back here. If we're thinking about taking that for us, will this be Naji Harris? $246 people here in the chat. Thank you guys very much. And now, Miami's, or the Bucks have come up to 18, I should say, trading with Miami. Let me read that correctly. So the Bucks are moving up. Last second deal. So the Super Bowl champs, Tampa Bay. I wonder if Miami's... Now, if I trade it with Miami, though, then they're probably taking a running back, so I don't want to do a deal with them. We have one trade that's been rejected. I don't know which one it is. And Tampa Bay will take, at number 18, Paye, the edge from Michigan. All right, so we're getting close to our pick. I don't know what trade got rejected. It was the Saints deal. Did not want to do that trade with us. Yeah, it's a lot of trades, Christopher, but we've seen that in real life before. I mean, it comes and goes. Each draft can be different, but I think it's honestly a fairly realistic amount of trades. I don't want to take Caleb Farley. I don't. There's too much unknown there for me to take Caleb Farley. I would like to trade down. And while we talk about trade down offers, the pick is in for Washington football team. They select at number 19, JOK, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Strong pick there for the football team. And so he is off of our wish list. Kansas City guy, Kyle saying a couple offers. I'm still uncertain here. Can I send them another deal? I would love to do a deal with the Chiefs, as the Bears have made their selection. Coming up here pretty quick, Chicago at 20 will take Tevin Jenkins, right tackle, Oklahoma State. Andrew, I think there's a chance this team trades back in real life. It's hard to put, a figure on it. I'll try another deal. I'll give a fourth. I don't even have, for a third. I'll sweeten the pot, since it seems like Kyle's got some action over there in Chiefs world. And I'm going to throw out one more offer. I'll throw out a deal. I've been sent a trade offer. Okay, here we go. We got a trade offer. First one ever. Let me see if I know how to navigate this. All right, the Eagles for 24, a second, a fourth, and next year's first. I can't do that. There's nothing there. To get a fourth and a future first is nice, but I don't. For this exercise, I think that would just be boring to do. So I'm going to reject it. I'm going to try to move with Jacksonville in the top of the second round. I know that loses the fifth round option, but that can give them back-to-back picks, which I think will be pretty enticing to do. And the Chargers are moving up. So the Chargers on the clock here at 21. We are still sitting at 24. Yeah, I thought about countering. I could, but that deal was really poor. I don't even know how to begin to counter that. I will send the counter offer, though. As we see who the Chargers take. They select Caleb Farley, the corner, Virginia Tech. Has that deal gone through? Okay, I think it did. So we got 5 trade offers out there right now. We're coming up on the clock here, so we may not be able to move out. So who we thinking at 24? We have still both running backs, top running backs, Travis Etienne, Naji Harris. Also have Creed Humphrey. I'm thinking about Creed Humphrey. What do you guys think about Humphrey? A top-tier, plug-and-play center. I'm still of the mindset of building lines and teams inside out. Titans pick is in. And the Titans select Rashad Bateman, the slot receiver out of Minnesota. So we are up next here. And I have not been able to find a trade partner. Only gotten one offer. I've sent a counter offer to the Eagles. No running back, please. And we are on the clock as the Jets are making their pick. And they will select Greg Newsome, the corner out of Northwestern. So we are on the clock here. I think it's Naji Harris, Travis Etienne, or Creed Humphrey. Those are going to be our 3 choices here, guys. We are not going to be able to trade out. I'm not getting an offer. It's Etienne, Harris, or Humphrey. What do we think here? We got 90 seconds to figure this thing out. I like Harris more than Etienne. I might like Humphrey better than both of those guys. Humphrey, Collins. Someone's saying Collins. It's Etienne, Harris. One trade's been rejected. Multiple trades rejected. We are not going to be able to trade out of this pick. I wanted to move down. I wanted to get more talent. Could not do it. Etienne, Harris. I'm not sure I should put up a poll. I don't think it's possible for me to do. A lot of people say Naji Harris at 24. I like Humphrey. We have a minute left. I've been sent an offer. All right, we're going to check this offer here really quickly. From the Eagles, from the Lions to move up to get a bunch of thirds. I'm not going to do that. I'm not getting a bunch of third-round picks. 50 seconds remaining. Harris. I think Harris might be winning the award here. I'm not going to make everybody happy here. I'm thinking Creed Humphrey. You guys are flooding the chat. I think it's come down to Humphrey or Harris. 50% of people are going to be mad. Another trade's been rejected. 30 seconds left. This one's really close. I think it's almost 50-50 in terms of what people want. I think Naji Harris, though, has probably narrowly won this thing out. So I'm going to listen to you guys here. and we're going to take Naji Harris, the running back from Alabama, at number 24. The pick is in. Naji Harris, the newest feature back of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I thought about Creed Humphrey. If I was drafting by myself, I might have gone with Creed Humphrey and get that plug-and-play center. Could we trade up for Creed Humphrey, though? These centers are falling a bit. As you guys have blown up the chat. Unbelievable. I'm not even sure how many chats there are right now. This thing is not slowed down yet. My goodness. Ryan, I like Harris more than ETN. So we have taken Naji Harris. He is the pick. The reactions to this one, we got 5 smiley faces. I'm getting an L from Eli. I'm sorry, Eli. I know I'm not going to make everybody happy there. I still would have considered taking Humphrey. But I think the centers are going to fall more than the running backs are. We're going to have a lot of options at center with Humphrey and Dickerson and Miners and Myers and even Trey Hill, guys like that. Yeah, that was pretty nuts. So I appreciate your input. The chat is just nonstop. Frank, this has been a lot of fun. Jacksonville on the clock here at 25. I wanted to move down. I wanted to go down and go to like 32, still trying to get the running back and then get somebody else. Didn't happen. Got a couple of bad offers. Couldn't counter negotiate. Morig, top safety, goes to Jacksonville. Whew, let's take a breath. I mean, I would give up future picks. If someone wants to do future picks to get a Creed Humphrey, I mean, I'll make an offer for that. I don't know if anyone would actually want to do it. I'll talk to Goat House. I'll throw an offer out there. I don't think it's going to be a very good one, but I will throw an offer out there. As the chat's finally calmed down. You guys went wild. That was awesome. I'll give up next year's second for their second, and I'll give them a meaningless 4th-round pick, too. And I'll give... I don't know. I'll just start there at least. All right, Oakland. I slipped up there. Las Vegas on the clock here. Tristan, I think it was a trade there. That was a trade with Cleveland. Show the big board. I will. Oops. Oh, that trade was quickly rejected by Goat House. Zayvon Collins still there. Cosme, Barmore, Javon Holland, safety slot guy, excuse me. ETN still there. Leatherwood still there. Javante still there. Creed Humphrey, of course, still there. The Georgia kid, I'll make it easy. Aziz, surprised he's there. Mustangs, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys being here. Dorkman, it's been a lot of fun. Jackson, yeah, having a lot of fun here. Especially with you guys. It'd be a lot more boring if it was just us hanging out. Or just me hanging out. Really glad to have you guys here. So the Raiders and John Gruden at number 26. They take Barmore from Alabama. Just released Maurice Hurst. Beef up that defensive line. They move down with Cleveland. Andrew, I think Cosme's going low just because it's a really strong tackle class. I don't think Cosme's an elite athlete. I think he tested pretty well, but I don't know if he's a pretty good athlete. I don't know how I want to qualify that, but it's a really strong tackle class. Yeah, I mean, I would love to get Creed Humphrey. There was a way for me to move up and get Creed Humphrey if he drops, and I'll do it, but I'm probably going to have to wait on that and try to throw out some offers. It'd be smarter for me to wait until like someone's right almost on the clock because I don't want to trade up for 5 picks in advance and then Humphrey goes off the board. Then I just kind of feel like I've made a mistake. So Baltimore, AFC North rivals, their first selection, number 27, they take Jason Oweh, one of the most polarizing players in this class, a real freak, ran like 4.36 or something as pro day, but no sacks last season. As the Saints will make their pick quickly at number 28. And New Orleans will take Zayvon Collins, the linebacker from Tulsa, 260 pounds, a good athlete. That's a good pick. I like that pick there for the Saints. So last couple picks here have been Zayvon Collins, Oweh, Barmore, Morig, and the Steelers, of course, taking Naji Harris, running back from Alabama, at number 24. C. Bizzle Nizzle with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for employing us as your scouts, Alex. No, thank you guys. Could not do this draft without you guys. William says, though, thank God the chat isn't the GM. Well, William, I'm listening to the scouts, so I don't know. The chat is the GM here. Andrew, thank you so much. Yeah, Cavalier, I think Owe, bit of a risk there. I would not draft a guy in the first round who did not have a single sack last season. I know some people will say he's just raw. That's why he didn't have a sack, but I say that's the point. He's too raw for me to take him in the first round. Steelers most likely to probably trade future thirds. Yeah, I think that's fair. Knowing you're going to get a third round comp pick, or very likely to get a third round comp pick for Bud Dupree next season. Elijah Moore, top receiver. We'll go through some of the top players right now in terms of who's available. Kyle Trask. And we'll interrupt that big board review with a pick by Green Bay at number 29. They take Samuel Cosmi, an attack from Texas. I'm sure once he gets drafted, we'll see his touchdown catch play up on the highlights. Solid pick there for the Packers. Top running back, ETN. Let me scroll through here. Top receivers, Elijah Moore, Terrace Marshall, Kadarius Toney. Top tight end, Freiermuth. Big Pat Freiermuth fan over here. Hunter Long, Tommy Tremble. I also really like Tommy Tremble as a sleeper. Top tackles are Alex Leatherwood, Liam Eichenberg, Dylan Radins, Jackson Carmen, though Carmen probably kicks to guard. And Creed Humphrey staring me in the face. I want to get Creed Humphrey, guys. He's not going to fall to me at 55. I really like Creed Humphrey, though. Top defensive lineman, Nixon, Milton Williams, sleeper out of Louisiana Tech, as the pick comes in for Buffalo at number 30. Cliff, I don't know what I'm going to do in the second round. As Ojulari is a really good pick there for Buffalo. I think really strong value at number 30. And then Edge, Basham, Osai, Davis, Cox going at linebacker. Nazaldine, a Florida State versatile kid. Top safety, Javon Holland, Richie Grant, also top safeties available. Javon Holland, top player on the board right now. ODG Dorkman, I should say. I was invited to this. Thank you to Joe. I think his name's Joe Boyd, invited me to this. And so I'm very happy for the opportunity. I don't know where Nico Collins is at. He's probably somewhere on there, Andrew. Maybe down a little bit. Let me see if I can pull up the receivers. Yeah, he's number 101 on their big board. So down a little ways. He could be a sleeper, early day 2 candidate. Yeah, I want to trade up for Creed. Is anyone asking they want to come down, though? This bar is a little weird. Tristan wants to move into the second round. If anyone wants a trade down, I'm looking to come up right now, but remind me about Tristan and the Raiders for a potential trade down, because I'm not opposed to trading down and getting an extra third round pick as well, since we could not trade down at 24. I just don't know what I could come up with here. It's just going to be hard to trade up, I think. Trading down, I think, is a lot easier than going up. And speaking of trades, it looks like the Rams have come up with the Chiefs. Rams gave up a second and a third. Let's see, to get pick 31. That's a good deal for the Rams. Yeah, Mark, I may take Miners. Quinn Miners is possible as well. Cavalier says, don't trade up too far for Creed. Probably have a good center when we pick later. Yeah, that's a fair point as well. There are some Humphreys far from the only center I like. What's the value difference between O-line and a tight end like Tremble? That's a pretty vague question to ask. It just depends on specifically what offensive lineman you're talking about. Mike Odessa with a T-Rex joke that is in honor of Dave, who is getting a tattoo right now. So he's having a good time as well. Angelo, I like Dickerson a lot. I probably wouldn't go back-to-back Bama just to mix things up a little bit. Plus the medical is scary, but I also do like Landon Dixon quite a bit. I'll throw an offer Jacksonville's way, maybe, to try to move up and take Humphrey, but I don't think I want to. It's not going to be a very good offer, I don't think. Yeah, I don't even know what I would give up there, to be honest with you. I'm scared of moving up and then not having that guy be available, to be honest. I will say that I'm looking to move up early into the second round. Pick is in. The Rams moving up, trading with the Chiefs. And the Rams take Liam Eichenberg, offensive tackle from Notre Dame. I think one of the more underrated linemen in this class. I know Brian Kelly said he could only play right tackle. I think Eichenberg can play left tackle as well. But even at a right tackle, I think he could have a strong NFL career. Trade up with Miami. Yeah, well, too late. Pick is in. Is it going to be a running back? Will the Dolphins take a running back? Will it be ETN? And they take, no, Jamon Davis, a super athletic freak from Kentucky. And so that concludes the first round of the 2021 Walk the Mock draft. Davis rounding things out for the Dolphins, who traded down with Tampa Bay. So really fun first round, guys. ETN is falling a little bit, but I think it's conceivable he does go in the second round in real life. What teams do you think need centers? That's a good question. I don't have that at my disposal right now, so it is tough to try to make those trades, not knowing exactly what the team needs are and depth charts look like for the teams who might be one or two ahead of me. Are you asking Frank in real life or for me? I'm certainly eyeing center right now, but I don't want to get so hyper-focused on just a position and miss out on talent and value. You always have to consider that as well. Dolphins at pick 36. Has anyone said anything in the chat? I do want to look at what Tristan's got over there, because he's someone that wants to make a deal. He wants to come up. He's got an extra third. Is that what he said? He says looking to move back up into the second round. Anyone moving down. So if I send him this, both thirds for the second, is that a good deal? I don't know how cut off this is. If the Jaguars take top of the second round, Alex Leatherwood from Alabama. Yeah, I'll keep the sound up. I don't know. I have no other audio going, unless you guys are really annoyed by it. I'll keep the sound up. What about this deal? I know you really can't see it, but I'd be sending my second round pick for 2/3 to the Raiders, to the Las Vegas Raiders, getting back-to-back picks in the third round, and then we'd have pick 23. Picks in for the Jets. And there's Creed Humphrey. All right, so if we had traded up with Miami, we would have not gotten Creed Humphrey. That's why I was scared about moving up, not knowing exactly what the board was going to look like. I'm going to table that Vegas deal right now. Again, it was hard to see, but I would get. Here's what I would do. In the I would trade pick 23, so pick 55 overall, the 23rd pick of the second round, for the Raiders' back-to-back picks, which were third round. Pick 15 and 16 in the third round. I don't know what overall that is exactly, but I would get back-to-back picks in the third plus our other third-round pick at a couple picks later and move out of the second round. Mike says no. A lot of people say no. Adam says he loves that. Chad says to stay put. I'm not going to do the deal right now because I want to see what's on the board, but I am considering that. Joey says to do it. Those are mid-round thirds. 15 and 16 overall in the third round. Javonte Williams going ahead of Travis Etienne to Atlanta. So Etienne, last of the big three running backs on the board. Quinn Miners is certainly in play. Got a pretty good split here between should I move down or not. I don't. If someone can look up the order, that would help me. But it would be 2 mid-third round picks. Be these two picks, and then I would trade out of the second round. So I'd be moving down about, what would that be? About 20-something spots, as we've actually been sent the trade offer too. So let's check out this trade offer. We're getting an offer from the Titans. We would, I'm liking this one. We would get, we would move down, would that be 9 spots, pick up a third and a 7, and then giving up next year's second and third. What do we think about this? Trading second and a third next year and our second this year to get an extra third, essentially. That is a lot for the future, but we're not really worried about the future in this mock draft. 79 and 80 are the picks. Okay, thank you. What about this deal that's on the board right now? I know it's cut off slightly. I apologize for that. Can't really do much about it. And thank you, Adam, for subscribing. What about this deal? I could also throw out the Raiders offer and see which one I like more. The Titans aren't picking for a bit, so we have some time. Dorkman says he would do that trade. Ultimate Elite says he likes that. Bad Steelers says no on trade. Fred saying to do it. I'm going to put out the offer. I don't know what I'm doing. Basham goes to Miami. The D-line edge, bit of a tweener type. What do you guys think here? Take the trade of next year's picks. DJ2, this is walkthemock.com. Remember, we will have a... Oh, did we just lose a trade? Did it just go away? Marshall going to the Jaguars. I think the deal's off the table. I think we waited too long. I don't see it anymore on the pending trades. So that's how this thing works. I'm not sure if there was another trade that was made or not. But I also didn't love it from the realism standpoint of I wouldn't trade a second and third round pick next year just to pick up an extra third. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense if I was doing this team, long term. Yeah, I know it's cut off a little bit. I apologize for that. But the trade is null and void. So Wade Johnson says, I'm tripping. Yeah, I think if I was actually Kevin Colbert, that'd be a bad deal. But for the purposes of this mock, we're not drafting for next year. We're just doing the top 3 rounds. Then let's just have some fun with it. But I didn't do the trade. I think the Raiders deal is more realistic. As the Bengals are on the clock here. All right, so we got to really entertain this this deal here with the Raiders. I know we don't pick for a little bit. The question is though, just do you want to take a center here? Probably a center. I'm letting Tristan know there's some interest there. Maybe he'll initiate a deal. Mason, I'm not taking Kyle Trask. I'm sorry, my man. I'm not a big fan of Kyle Trask in the sense of I would not consider him a franchise quarterback. Is Samuel still on the board? Yes. I did not take the Titans deal. It actually expired. I don't know what happened, but the deal went away. So that's real. That's real life for you. The top corners as the Bengals pick comes in. Elijah Moore, slot receiver from Ole Miss. Not sure how that fits with Tyler Boyd there. I guess he'll play him on the outside more with Higgins. Interesting deal. Or interesting choice there. And the Eagles coming in. I think it's pick 39. Math is right. And there goes Asante Samuel Jr. He goes... Was his dad an Eagle for some time? Yeah, his dad was an Eagle, right? Am I remembering that correctly? I wouldn't have Trey Sermon as my number 1 running back. I admire boldness, but that is too spicy for me. 3 picks in the third would be amazing. Let me see if Tristan responded. He didn't respond. Willing to move back from 14. No, I'm not doing that with Tampa. Yeah, okay. I knew Asante Samuel was an Eagle. So that's a fun draft story. That's exciting. Top centers right now. Dickerson, Miners. Then I think there is a drop-off. I think Dickerson and Miners are kind of in a tier, and then there is a bit of a fall-off. There's still some guys I like, but I do think there is a drop there. Atlanta, pick is in. They take Javon Holland, ball-hawking safety / slot corner. Oregon's got a ton of talent in the secondary this year with Thomas Graham and Lenore. I think there's another guy I'm forgetting off the top of my head, in addition to Javon Holland. Just a ton of DBU this year are the Oregon Ducks. Tristan saying, all right, Alex. So I've let him know there's potential there for a trade. But if we do trade down and try to do that deal with the Raiders, we're not getting Dickerson or Quinn Miners. We have to find some other solution at center. Dorkman, I don't know what round we got Tremble last time. Probably the 3rd or the 4th. Andrew, I believe Joseph and Robinson are both still there. I can check. Eric Stokes is still there. Joseph is there, and you said Robinson. Yeah, he is there at 110. He's down a little bit. Pick us in for Detroit. Adam, I've thought about Hainsey. Kadarius Toney, exciting, shifty receiver out of Florida. That'll be fun for new head coach Dan Campbell. Fred says Miners scares him for small sample size, never playing center, D3 kid. It's a fair concern, Fred. If we stay, let's figure this out. If we stay, is there somebody we really love to take? I'm going to go through position by position here once it catches up. Is there any edge rusher? The edge class is not amazing. Dimu Keiji, Asai, probably wait on edge, probably 3rd round edge. Yeah, Daniel, Paye is gone. He went in the 1st round. Yeah, Mark, I like Kendrick Green. LV says we need to be aggressive with multiple exclamation points. Message received, LV. Really? I mean, tackle. Oh, here's the pick for the Giants. At pick, what is that, 40? I think it's pick 40. And they take Dylan Radins, offensive tackle, maybe guard as well, out of North Dakota State. I'll give that a smiley face. Top tackles. I think it's always weird trying to bring it up. Hold on, I'll get it. Here we go. Carmen, Hudson, Jackson, Spencer Brown. Steelers showing a lot of interest in Spencer Brown, who just kind of athleticism testing off the charts. Walker Little, projection there, hasn't played in a couple of years, but probably would have been a 1st-round pick had he played. Mayfield fell after a bad pro day. Christensen could fit really well in his zone scheme. And the Saints, moving on up here, trade with the 49ers. Grant moving up, getting a 2nd and a 4th, I think, were the terms of that deal. Molden, I like Molden out of Washington, big physical slot corner. Eric Stokes, a couple of those Georgia corners, Tyson Campbell the other. Stokes going first to New Orleans, moving up to get their guy. Scott, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Says, I love Dave and Alex. I appreciate that. Very nice of you to say. What about this Raiders deal? Let's look at some of these corners. Slot is definitely a concern. Molden is there. Sean Wade. Scott Pavel, Steelers Depot, an article today on why Sean Wade is the sleeper of the class. St. Just, big long corner, mid-round guy. Freiermuth is, I believe, still there. Freiermuth is still there as well. So I think if we trade with the Raiders, I'm going to wait a second. Tristan seems to be on the ball here and responding to trade offers. I want to get a better feel for what the board is going to be. But I do want to ask you guys, if we stay at the pick and these guys are available, Pat Freiermuth versus Quinn Miners is kind of where I'm at right now. Who do you guys like more, Miners or Freiermuth? I don't think there was really anyone else I liked enough to put in that conversation. Browning, I'm not going to take Browning. Yeah, Yinzer, I think we need to see a little bit longer who's going to fall. Safety class just not super strong. Travis Etienne still there, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I probably like Dickerson more than Miners, but I don't know. I don't want to go back to back Bama. I want to be a little bit different. I mean, it's kind of a bad reason. Baron Browning going to Dallas. Carolina. on the clock. They had done a trade there with Jacksonville. Take Hunter Long in the third. Yeah, Long's a decent prospect. He just doesn't excite me in any one area. Again, if you guys could like and subscribe, I would definitely appreciate that. You guys have been awesome here hanging out with me on this Saturday. Been a really good Saturday overall. Quincy Roche. I don't know enough about Roche to probably to take him. Tremble. I like Tommy Tremble. I think I can get him in the third round. But Tremble's an option. I mean, second round is not crazy talk, I don't think, for him. DJ2, I think Jesse James might be waiting until after the draft. When he signed with Detroit and they drafted Hawkinson a month later, I mean, that kind of really put James in probably a spot he wasn't expecting. So I would imagine he probably wants to wait and see how depth charts look after the draft. Top inside linebackers. It's just, I guess it's off ball. Jabril Cox, KJ Britt I'm not taking in the second round. It really would just be, it would be Jabril Cox. I'm not going to take Jabril there, I don't think, at 55. Still thinking about moving down. Thinking about that Raiders deal. Let's see. Second and a fourth available. I don't want the fourth, though, because you're not going to actually get to use it in this mock. Panthers take Wyatt Davis. He fell. Talk about a guy that fell a little bit. Wyatt Davis. Not every first-round value, though, can go in the first round, though, you know. Need the outlaw back, says Adam. Yeah, the board's a little strange, but I don't know. I mean, I think it looks okay. Top corners available. I'm surprised he's ranked so high, the South Carolina kid. Campbell, Melon Fonwu. No corners. Moulton gone? Did Elijah? No, he's there at 94. Yeah, the rankings are going to be a little bit different for everybody, but that's all right. I mean, it's all human guys, so it's not like there's computers that are basing things solely off the big board anyway, so it doesn't matter as much. There's no Steelers news that have broken in the last hour, has there? Hopefully not. Probably someone would have told me, but I have not checked Twitter. Eagles pick is in. We're not too far away. We're going to start making some decisions here. Eagles take Nick Bolton. I don't like Bolton. I think he's too small and slow. That's a bad combination in today's NFL. So they can have Nick Bolton. Go for it. Who do the Cowboys take in round one? Ben, let's see who the Cowboys took in round one. They took Surtain, I believe, at pick 10. Yeah, they took Patrick Surtain, the second. I'm going to offer this deal to Tristan and the Raiders. Actually, I'm going to do it. I'm going to wait till after he makes his pick, because he's focused on his pick right now. He's probably not focused on trades and whatnot. But I'm going to make that offer. I think doing a trade in these things would be fun just to see how they play out. But I'm going to at least, I don't know if he'll accept it, but I'm going to make the offer. Mike, take Etienne, yeah. All the running backs. Hey, Joe Tryon's a good pick. That's a sleeper guy. If he had played in 2020, I think he would have been a stronger option for Pittsburgh. I don't know if they're going to take him because of the opt-out, although Washington only played like 4 games this year anyway. But I like Joe Tryon. He had a really strong 2019. Big. He's got to work on playing to that power and playing to his size. I like that pick, though, for the Colts. James, don't do that to me. All right, you guys are trolling me. I deserve that. I walked myself into that one. Again, thank you guys for being here. A lot of fun. Maybe we'll do something like this in the future. I know the draft is only 2 weeks away. It's only so much time. But I'm having a blast. Pick is in for the Raiders. Mid-second round, Tristan takes Richie Grant. The safety of Central Florida had a really good Senior Bowl week. Put him on the map and now put him in Las Vegas. A couple of good guys out of Central Florida. Aaron Robinson, the other slot corner, potential day 2 guy. Keep the pick, Adam says. Other Adam says take the Raiders deal. Cardinals, pick us in. Etienne, there's Travis Etienne. He's going to go compete with James Conner and Chase Edmonds. out in Arizona. All right, let me go ahead and look at the Raiders pick here. I want to make the offer. I will trade a mid-second for 79 and 80, so it'd be 55 for 79 and 80, and I'll throw in a mythical, I don't know if it'll help, a mythical 2022 fourth-round pick. So I'm going to last year input here really quickly, but I think this trade will be fun to do. Send that trade. I'm sending the trade. And again, will he offer? Will he take it? I don't know. But he wants to make a move here. He can come back up. There are some guys there I like, but I think there are so many holes in this roster. I think acquiring more picks is the way to go. Couldn't do it at 24, and it's been rejected. All right, he doesn't want to do the trade. I'm going to ask him any way we can make this work. All right, he's actually sent me a counter offer. Okay, so asked and answered. Pick us in. We're coming up here pretty quick. We're going to start making moves. Titans take Pat Freiermuth out of Penn State. So Freiermuth off the board. What does the Raiders and Mike Mayock, a.k.a. Tristan, have to say? A 3 and a 4. I don't want to take a 4 because we can't actually do anything with a 4. That's not a good trade. I don't know how else to dance this though, because I need multiple third round picks. I don't know what else to give the guy. I'll give him a 4 and a 7. Oh, he has an extra third round pick now. That's interesting. I'll try to dance with him a little bit here. I want the first third round pick though. I don't know where he made that trade from. So I would still get 2/3. He would get a 2nd, a 4th, and a 7th. And he's rejected it. Oh, it's getting crunch time here. Should have taken the deal earlier. Yeah, you're probably right, Joey. You're probably right. But again, I think realistically, it wouldn't have been a great offer. Tristan's still trying to move up. Washington football team on the clock. I don't know if he's going to send another offer or not. He wants to move up. He knows how this thing works. It's only I wish it was a 7-round draft in one sense. I think it would make trades a little more flexible. I'll throw in a next year's third because YOLO. Washington football team taking Miami Brown at UNC. It's probably the last offer. If he doesn't take this, I think we're probably going to just sit there at 24 at 55, the 23rd pick of the second round. Top lineman available, Dickerson. It's been rejected. I don't think I'll be able to work out a deal with Tristan. Just not enough going on there. Chicago Bears taking one of my favorite guys in the draft, Rondell Moore. Had he stayed healthy, I think he could have been drafted a little bit higher than this, but still second round for him is strong. Don't see a deal working with Tristan, and I don't think it will trade down at all. So I think we're staying. At 55, guys. So who's it going to be? We're coming up here pretty quickly. We're coming down to Miners. I mean, it could be Dickerson. I kind of want to not go back-to-back Bama guys, just, I don't know, for the fun of it. So Miners versus, I don't even know who else it would be. Wow. Miners versus an edge, Asai from Texas. St. Brown, I'm not going to go receiver. I would like to trade down here, to be honest with you guys. I just don't think I can find a partner. I can try to pull off a trade here. Dickerson, everyone wants me to take Dickerson. I mean, I guess I could take two Bama guys. Nix is a great pick. Humphrey, Dickerson is a medical concern. He is. I mean, you're absolutely right about that. Can I move down at all? The 49ers? I don't know. I'm getting a little desperate here. I do not want to see. I don't think there's a lot of options at this pick. Patriots taking Melanfonwu. Didn't they take Obi Melanfonwu too? They're taking the other, taking his brother now. Hopefully, he has more success than the first Melanfonwu. I'll try with the Bills. I just want to get a third. It's probably not going to work. Trade with the Jets, call a timeout. Yeah, if only. I'm going to kind of blast a bunch of offers. I've been sent an offer. See if it's any good. All right, this isn't bad. Get 2/3, a fourth. I like this here. We're going to make a decision quickly, though. I know it's a little cut off here, but Minnesota, 2/3, a fourth. Next year's. Oh, I get next year's third. That's a good deal. I think I'm going to take this one, guys. I don't have a lot of time here to react. It's not ideal, but I think trading down here would be pretty interesting. So, get it? Real quick here. Yes. All right, I'm accepting the deal. Oh, God, what got rejected? Do we make the trade? Is the trade official? Where are we at here? Yes, the trade is official. We have moved down. The Steelers have moved down. We've picked up 2 third-round picks. I don't know exactly what numbers those actually are. I think that's 78 and what would that be? Like 90? 78 and 90 or something. Getting a fourth, which we won't actually get to pick in this draft, and next year's third for 55. For fun, take it. Someone's unhappy. Why would you do it? No. Well, it's already happened. So the trade has occurred. I had to make it because the Titans one burned us. We lost that pick. So I'm making this one. And so Steelers have moved out of the second round. We now have 3 third-round picks and a third round next year, and the Bud Dupree comp pick coming, and our regular third-round pick. We're going to have 3 third-round picks next year. I mean, that's a good deal. I think it's a good deal for now. I think it's a good deal for the future. So Andrew says, great job, Alex. Mike's not happy. I'm sorry, Mike. I think getting to do a trade like this is kind of fun, just to see how it would look, differently. And I think it's a good deal. So we'll be waiting a while. I'm sorry for the Landon Dickerson fans. I'm a big fan of him too. As your Bill Cox goes to the Lions. Tremble may be there at in the third. Yeah, I think it's a good deal. Again, we're getting extra picks. Again, you try to do a mock draft with only 8 selections and try to fill adequately, and there goes Dickerson. So Dickerson would have been... no, that was the guy we traded with, wasn't it? Yeah, so he went up there to get Landon Dickerson. Even though they have Garrett Bradbury. All right, so we probably would have taken Landon Dickerson, so he was going to go at 55. It was just a question of to what team. But, as I was saying, try to do a mock draft and adequately fill all of the Steelers' needs with only 8 picks, 3 in the top 100. It's really tough to do. It's basically impossible. And there goes Quinn Miners. So there go your top centers. After Humphrey went, I think, early second round, I believe, to the Jets. And now Dickerson and Miners go back-to-back. So that is right in the range we were targeting those guys. As Cavalier prayer is not answered. I'm sorry, my man. Would have been nice. Didn't happen. The Chiefs take aside. The thing was, there weren't a lot of guys that I was super in love with. It wasn't like those 5 guys that I thought, man, I could take any of these guys. I mean, I like Dickerson a lot. Obviously, I like Miner. I think both are worth the pick. But there were guys I was like, we have to sit here and take this guy. So that was the decision. Joel, not happy with that one. Trade back up, says Chad. Tremble has to be one of those picks, says not Callan. Well, Miners is gone now, Fred. John Pennington, Alex, you trying to win now or the future? It looks like the future. I think you could also make the case to win now as well, because there's just so many needs to address. I think we should let this draft play out and kind of reevaluate. I wanted to move down. I would rather move down to 24 than 55, but what are you going to do? Couldn't do 24. Baltimore taking Tylan Wallace. That's a surprise in the second round. Put a little shocked face for that one. Yeah, someone else thought so too. Tylan Wallace. We pull up the big board. Davian Nixon, top player on the board. Dave is here, says draft George Kittle. Dave, someone took Kyle Pitts at number 3. It's Kyle Pitts and George Kittle playing next to each other. Dorkman had I stayed at 55 as Nixon goes to the Browns. Browns have a nice draft here with, was that Parsons, I believe, and now Nixon. I probably would have taken Landon Dickerson. I think you guys would have swayed me. It would have been Dickerson or Miners. I probably would have gone with Landon Dickerson. Ben says, I would hire GM Kozora. Thank you, Ben. Do you have any thoughts on Elijah Mitchell? Yeah, I like the production there. There's the other kid they have there, too, Trey Raha. Said has some interesting pro day numbers. Actually had a decent year this past season. I don't know if I love Mitchell, but I think Pittsburgh's going to be committed to taking running back early in real life. Yeah, Adam. Nixon and Parsons going to Cleveland. Nice draft, nice offseason for the Browns. Ultimate Elite Bateman is long gone. He was taken. Where did Bateman go? I'm probably scrolled past him at some point here. Did he go in the first round? Yeah, Bateman. Wow, Bateman went 22 to Tennessee. For those just joining, we have traded out of the second round. We picked up 2/3 and a future third with Minnesota, who moved up to take Landon Dickerson. Yeah, Dave, that means Charlie Warner's going to Pittsburgh. It is. That is the real live Dave Bryan joining us here in the chat. Steel Analysis, I don't have a ranking of top 5 centers. There's a lot of guys I like. Humphrey's number 1. I think Dickerson number 2. From there, it gets a little bit muddy. I like Miners. I might go Trey Hill still at 4. I think I like him more than Josh Myers. A guy like Robert Hainsey, though, could kick inside the center, project him. I think he could be a very good center. Titans have 2/3, so we can trade back from 78. I don't know if I make any more trades here. Yeah, I don't know. If I get an offer, certainly I'll entertain it, but I'm probably not going to try to make any more trade downs. Fred, thank you so much for being here. I'm having fun with this as well. Kelvin Joseph, yeah, that's a good pick there. So again, we're not picking to, I think that's 78 overall. Again, thank you for everybody who has been here as the pick is in for the Buffalo Bills, and they will take in the second round Israel, I don't know how to say his last name, Makamu. Maybe I get banned for that. It's the other kid. Big long corner. I think he's like 6'3", 6'4", playing opposite of J.C. Horn. What centers are left, says Zach. I will show you the centers that are left. Dickerson, Miners are gone. It's going to be Josh Myers. I think Ben Cleveland's a guard. Kendrick Green can play center. Jack Anderson's been getting work at center in the pre-draft process. Drake Jackson's for a zone scheme. And then maybe some tackles. Trey Hill can convert, or not convert, but could play center. And then in terms of guys who may convert, Brady Christensen could move inside. It was a little tall. And then Hainsey, I think some people have projected Dante Smith from East Carolina could move to center because he's a little undersized to play tackle. Where was Hainsey at on here? He's way down here, I guess. Where do they have Robert Hainsey at 308? Okay, so he's kind of hidden. Yeah, Hainsey is way down there on this this big board, but that could be an option. Maybe at that last third round pick, because there isn't a center I necessarily love. Myers, I like Myers. I'm not thrilled with him, but we are talking third round here. I like Kendrick Green a lot. He's not 6'4", though. He's like 6'1". I'm not sure how they have him listed. That's probably his Illinois bio. Pick us in for Green Bay. Packers taking the big nose tackle, Levi O up front. John, I wasn't looking at anyone specific. I was, looking at the desire to acquire more picks to try to just fill more needs across the board. Edge, center, tight end, all possible options, slot as well. here in the third round, and there weren't enough guys I loved at 55. And I think I just had a good offer to move down. Again, the trades we got, I'll show you the terms of the deal for those who missed it. We gave up 55 and got back 2/3, a fourth, and next year's third. I mean, how can you say that's a bad deal? I don't think anyone could do that, both in the short and long term of things. Yeah, Dave, 308 for Hainsey. It's pretty low, but maybe that board isn't as updated because I know early in the pre-draft process he was kind of thought of a six round kind of guy. So maybe it just hasn't been updated enough. Yes, Logan, I traded back in the third. You probably just heard me explain all that, but I just saw your chat. Any good tackles left, says Zach. It's a good tackle class. Carmen, I like. He'll probably move to guard. I'm a big fan of James Hudson, though he tested terribly at his Bearcats Pro Day. Spencer Brown, a guy the Steelers have shown a lot of interest in. Phil Kreidler at his Pro Day. Big athletic tackle. Did not play in 2020. The school, Northern Iowa, did not have football in the fall. As a Chiefs take, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I like him a lot. Kind of just a rocked up slot, physical, tough receiver. It's a good pick there for Kansas City. Good kind of yin to the yang of all that speed they have with Tyreek Hill and Hardman. Myers in the third. Yeah, I certainly would consider Josh Myers in the third. That is not a bad pick. As we're about to start the third round, Miami pick is in to finish up round number 2. And they'll take Walker Little, a tackle from Stanford. Has a lot of upside and pedigree. I think he opted out of 2020. Then I think he had a leg injury his first game in 2019. So you're really going off of 2018 tape and some pro day stuff. But Walker Little, potential first-round talent at the end of the second round. We are in round number 3. 192 people here in the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Elijah Molden as well. You are right, Captain Spartan. I'm a big Molden fan. Physical, hard-hitting slot corner to replace the loss of Mike Hilton. Tyson Campbell from Georgia still on the board. We'll see if he comes to us. Probably not, I'm guessing. Elijah Molden, Sean Wade, also possibility, and so is Aaron Robinson from Central Florida. Brady Christensen, yeah. Could the Steelers be moving more to a zone scheme? Possibly. I don't want to read too much into the hire of Chris Morgan, but, we're talking about, are they going to change schemes with Adrian Clem? That's possible. So, if so, they could look for somebody like a Drake Jackson or Brady Christensen or someone like that. All right, John, I will try to find talent, but I'll be relying on you guys, my scouts here, as well. You guys, just like any good GM, there have to be, a GM is only as good as the scouts are. So I'm only as good as you guys can help me become. James Wiggins, yeah, I like Wiggins. I know Devin is a big fan of James Wiggins. I've seen him a little bit of him. They got the other safety too from Cincinnati, Derek Forrest, who had a really good pro day and kind of a sleeper prospect in this class. Pick is in. Tampa Bay taking top of the third round, Alim McNeil. I've heard some good things about him. I don't know much about him, I'll profess. But I have heard some people be fans of him. Jets quickly making the pick. Yes, Ultimate Elite Molden still on the board. The Jets take Rosu. So you just said that Cavalier, I think you've jinxed it a couple times today, saying hope a guy's there, then he immediately goes. Steel Analysis, most overrated player in the draft. I don't know. My hot take is I'm not as big of a fan of Zach Wilson as some people are. And I'm not crazy about ETN either, as the Colts take Brady Christensen from BYU. Maybe one of the most underrated players in this draft. Really good athlete. Fits well in zone schemes. I don't know what the Colts run, but that is the pick. By Destin Goathouse and the Falcons are on the clock. Andrew talking about communication issues with Myers. I wonder about Myers in space as an athlete. With Pouncey and all these polling centers, they really valued that. Myers wouldn't give you that. He'd be a different type of center. Whereas I think a Miners or a Humphrey, even a Dickerson to an extent, are better in space than, say, a Josh Myers is. But Myers is a good, powerful run blocker. Yeah, Tremble. I like Tommy Tremble. Art Rooney's yelling at us here to improve this run game. We got Naji Harris, but he's still saying, I want more. I want more help for this run game. So will Tommy Tremble be there? Well, the Falcons, who took Kyle Pitts, what will they do here? And Tyson Campbell off the board. Georgia got a lot of talent in the secondary. They've seen Eric Stokes come off the board. Campbell's off the board. LeCount, I think is how you say it, the safety, probably a day 3 guy, as the pick is in for the Raiders. And Jackson Carman, so linemen starting to come off the board here. Bye-bye to Christensen. Bye-bye to Jackson Carman. Leatherwood, yes, I think Leatherwood is gone. I think. Actually, let me check. Yeah, I don't know where Leatherwood went. I don't remember saying his name. But I don't see him listed anywhere. Is he on the interior, guys? Leatherwood went. Someone probably in the chat knows. But I actually do not remember. Okay, he went top of the second to Jacksonville. Spencer Brown has to be it. I was conflicted with Brown. It's just not a lot of tape to watch. I did not think he had a great Senior Bowl week, but I also recognize he was probably pretty rusty because he just didn't play in 2020. But the testing and the size were off the chart. But would he start as well? I think center's a bigger priority just because I want to get that starter. But then again, I traded down when I had Dickerson and Myers on the board. So, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth over here. Benor saying Stone Forsythe, another big tackle. John, I have some names I'm considering. Tommy Tremble from Notre Dame. Elijah Molden from Washington. The Bucs take Kellen Mond. Should we take a quarterback? Should we take a Davis Mills or a Jamie Newman? Probably not, but I'll pose the question. Did Mayfield get picked? I believe he did. I don't know where Mayfield went. I'm not seeing him come up, but I don't see him. I don't know where Jalen Mayfield went. Maybe he didn't get picked. I think he did. No, he didn't. Actually, he did not get picked yet. Jalen Mayfield is still on the board. No mid-round quarterback. Yeah, I'm not. I would not take a mid-round quarterback, but I figured I would at least ask you guys the question. But no, we've only drafted one man so far. That was Naji Harris. We have traded out of the second round to get multiple third-round picks. Yeah, Andrew, I know Tremble's a little H-back-ish, but he played in line. I think he can play in line. He's got the strength and leverage to do it. Dave Bryan says draft a tight end. I've been yapping about a tight end as well. I don't know if there's anyone else I really like though besides Tremble. Hunter Long, I think is fine, but I don't get that excited about him. Jordan is probably, I think, undersized, not a good enough blocker. As the Falcons will take Jalen Mayfield out of Michigan. He comes down a little bit after that poor pro day workout, but just 21 years old. Projection with him, kind of a 1.5-year starter, but he is the pick. Too early for Tremble, 35 receptions at Notre Dame getting pushed up too high. So Dave, not crazy about Tremble. I'm considering him though, because I'm worried about if he comes off the board, what other tight end is there worth taking? I know Dave likes Hunter Long. I like Tremble more. Jordan, I like his tape, but I think he wouldn't be a great fit in Pittsburgh. And then from there, I think there's some guys I like Luke Farrell, but that's not in third round consideration. Top center here. Should it be Josh Myers? If we go center, as the Lions here will take Spencer Brown, the big athletic tackle, Northern Iowa. He goes to Detroit. Spencer Brown off the board. If we go center, should it be Josh Myers? What other center would it be at this point? Brown's not a center. Smith's a guard. It would be either Josh Myers versus Kendrick Green versus Drake Jackson versus waiting on Robert Hainsey with this third round pick. So I think Myers would probably have to be the guy at center. Yeah. I understand why they made this draft only 3 rounds long, but it does kind of change the complexion of this draft a little bit. It's only going 3 rounds, at least as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure it's only a 3-round mock because it would probably just be too late to go the full 7 rounds. Grant's a good choice. Get Myers. Yeah, Miners is gone. Myers is who I'm talking about. Josh Myers here. Quinn Myers. Miners is long gone. But we're looking at him as the top center on the board with our pick coming up here in just 6 selections. We got to start. And they're going to come quick. 14, 23, 26 in the third. So we're not going to have a lot of time here to decide. Tristan is in the chat. Panthers take. Oh, I thought that's a Tommy Tremble. I got real scared for a second. It's not Tommy Tremble. Joel says, running back and center be first picks in 2 weeks. I think that's a fair assessment. Brandon, Kendrick Green as a center. Possible. I like him. Washington making the pick. And Brevin Jordan. Again, a little H-back-ish. Did not test well, but his tape is strong. LV not happy with our trade down. Eichenberg has been selected, Tommy. Also, Edge. There's no depth right now. I've talked about that so much. So I think Edge has to be considered strongly as well. Janarius Robinson, Patrick Jones, local kid. Rashed Jr. had a really strong season 2 years ago before injuries hampered him last season. Dimu Keji, a power rusher from Duke. As we're getting close to our pick here. I think at 78 overall, I believe, as the Chiefs take Stone Forsythe, big tackle from Florida. Jeremy, we did trade down in the second round. We picked up 2 third-round picks to move out from 55. We got like 78 and 90, I think it was, in a deal with Minnesota. Ronnie Perkins, I don't think Perkins is there. I think I'm going to go Josh Myers if he's there because there's such a drop-off in center, I think, after that. Perkins is here, by the way. So is Ellerson Smith from Northern Iowa and Patrick Johnson from Tulane and Peyton Turner, which I think is a really good player. I think that's a good fit for Pittsburgh. Talking about Peyton Turner, the edge from Houston. Good personality as well. Ross McCorkle of Steelers Depot had a chance to interview Turner on the site. But I think I am narrowing down to Josh Myers. Molden, I like Molden, but I think Sutton can kick to the slot as Aaron Robinson goes. And we're on the clock. Whoa, that was quick. The pick is in for the Colts. That's why I came up so quick. Let's see who the Colts take here and start getting your suggestions in for Pittsburgh. As Nico Collins, the receiver, big vertical winner downfield, goes to the Colts. So we are on the clock here. I'm thinking Josh Myers. I think in terms of just needs, the center fixing the run game, so important for this team right now. I would like to take Bolden. We got a couple extra third-round picks to play around with. Got 90 seconds to figure this thing out. Molden, I think he can be there. He's still down there a little bit. I'm thinking Josh Myers. Myers makes sense. Hunter Longer, Myers. Yeah, I think because I cannot have BJ Finney start, and if Myers doesn't come to us with our next pick, I mean, I think there is a considerable drop off there. There are some aspects of Myers' game which I think are limiting. You can't use him the way that Pouncey was used, but I think reimagining this run game with a new offensive line coach is fair. So Walker Little is gone, Andrew. Molden will be your pick. I get that on Molden. I'm going to go, though, with you guys here and take Josh Myers, the center from the Ohio State University. Oh, wait, okay, trade offer. I'm going to check that really quick here. That was really close. What is the offer? No. That is a no. Josh Myers is the pick. He will be, hopefully, your starting center much sooner than later. No, Walker Little's gone. Walker Little is off the board. Edge has some options. It's not a strong class, but there are some options. I would like to get an edge rusher here as well. I'm coming down to edge versus slot corner or outside corner, possibly, and tight end. And I would like to get a tight end because I'm the one yelling about how they haven't taken a tight end early in the draft for forever. No, Walker Little is gone. And Ultimate Elite, no more trades yet. We're not doing any more trades unless some crazy offer comes in, but I can't imagine that's going to happen here. I'm eyeing Tommy Tremble next. What do you guys think about Tommy Tremble? Trill Williams, corner from Syracuse, going to the Raiders. Trehill is better. I like Trehill. I do. There were some injury concerns. He had surgeries on both his knees. They weren't major, but surgeries on both knees is A little concerning for a 330-pound guy. Offensive tackle, yeah, I mean, that's fair, Frank. I get that. I do. But I think center was more important right now than tackle. The Bengals taking Milton Williams. That's a good fight. That could be like a Geno Atkins kind of thing there with Milton Williams. That's a really nice pick there for the Bengals. Top tackles. There was a drop-off there. I do like Hudson. Jalen Moore I'm a fan of as well. Doyle. Carson Green still has shown some interest in Carson Green. So next pick here coming up, Molden. It's like Molden versus any of the edge guys, Rashed, Dimukeji, Robinson. What I want to do here. Pick is it for Miami. Have to get Hunter Long. I'm not crazy about Hunter Long. As the Dolphins take Jamar Johnson, safety out of Indiana. Hainsey, yeah, Hainsey's possible too. Well, we've already taken a center though, so I'm not taking Robert Hainsey. What corners are left? These are the corners: Wade, Molden, Lucas, Keith Taylor, or Darius Williams. I'm looking for probably more of a slot guy. So that probably really leaves your Wade versus Molden, I would say. Hudson and Molden. I think most people are saying, oh, is Elijah Molden our next pick, guys? If he's there, I don't want to jinx it. I am leaning that way. Sean Wade, yeah. Our Scott Pavelli had a good article today kind of talking about some of the turf toe issues that Wade dealt with that could explain why his 2020 season was subpar. Yeah, I'm fine if Wade's only in the slot. I mean, if you want to keep Cam Sutton on the outside, I'm comfortable with that. And you do have James Pierre and even still Justin Lane as well. Oh, there goes Elijah Molden. That one's going to sting, guys. I think he would have been the pick. That's going to change things a little bit as the Bears are in. So Elijah Molden, no longer a candidate. Davis Mills going to Chicago. So we got to rethink things here, guys. Sean Wade is possible. I think Sean Wade makes sense here. So we could adjust there and go with Sean Wade. We're also looking at tight ends with Hunter Long, Tommy Tremble, I think kind of being the only two guys to consider here, and then edge as well. Very important, just not a lot of edge depth. It's hard to not take edge with one of these next two picks. I will say that. Because you have nothing behind TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. And it's Paulson Adebo, outside corner from Stanford, going to Carolina. We are coming up here in just a moment. Keith Taylor. I like Keith Taylor, but I want slot probably more. Pick us in for the Eagles. The Eagles take Sean Wade. Oh, wow. They're coming off the board, guys. Sean Wade might have been the pick there. I think that would have been interesting. Wow. And we're going to be on the clock here to pick us in for the Jets. And I have no idea who we're taking, so please let me know in the chat who we should take. As the Jets take Michael Carter, running back from North Carolina. We are on the clock. I was going to take Molden. He's gone. I was going to take Sean Wade. He's gone. I don't know what to do, guys. What do we do? Jalen saying don't choke. I'm choking right now. I'm thinking tight end. I've been sent an offer. I'm going to check that here really quickly. Probably not doing any trades. Nope, that's a bad trade. Not even going to reject it. Wade or Ed? Well, yeah, Wade's gone. Tremble versus an edge. I think we're coming down to Tommy Tremble versus an edge. That's Dimukeji, Rashed, Janarius Robinson. I like Janarius Robinson. Tremble. A lot of people saying Tommy Tremble or edge. Sent another trade offer. Got just over a minute left here. It's getting chaotic. This is just ridiculous. So, okay, we're not going to do that. Tremble, Hunter Long, Dylan Moses. I'm not even sure Moses is there. Tremble. I'm leaning towards Tremble as well. The chat here is compelling me. Max Duffy, we got a Max Duffy sighting. Kentucky punter possibility here. What tackles and corners are left? I don't really have time to look, unfortunately. That's another trade offer. I'm not even worried about trade offers. We got Hudson, who I do like, Alaric Jackson from Iowa. I think Tremble is going to be the guy if I can find him here. Oh, God, I cannot find Tommy Tremble. Where are the tight ends at? Robinson. I like Tremble as the inline blocker to improve the run game. I'm going to look at edge here with our next pick in the third round. Tommy Tremble is going to be the pick, though, in the third round. I think if he was off the board, we just saw those slot corners go. If Tremble wasn't there, I know we're picking soon. I wanted to get Tremble. I wanted to get my guy. And now I think we got to think edge rusher here to finish this thing out. We've gone offense to start. You talk about improving the run game. Harris, Myers, Tremble. I mean, I think that has to have improved the run game. You got an angry face, so I think somebody was going to take Tommy Tremble. I like Long. I don't think he's as good of a blocker as Tommy Tremble. That's why I went Tremble over Hunter Long. I've been sent more trade offers. We got to go edge, though, with the next pick. I think we cannot leave the third round without an edge pick. Let me know what edge we should take. We got Dimu KG, Rashad Jr., Patrick Jones, Janarius Robinson. Those are probably the guys that I would consider. I like Cooper. It's probably a little too early for Jonathan Cooper. He's had some injury issues. I'm going to check the trade offer as a Chiefs pick comes in. This is a deal for the Colts. Rejecting that. Darius Williams, the corner from Oklahoma State, the Cowboy. Whew, my goodness. Robinson. Who is Robinson? Sent another trade offer. Edge in the fourth. I want to take an edge now. I don't know how you can justify not taking an edge here. It is, the depth is so poor. Okay, I think this thing's getting glitchy. So I'm not gonna deal with any more trades. So what edge? We gotta focus on edge here. Dimu KG, Hamilcar. Okay. We're on the clock here, guys. Pick us in for the Raiders. They will take Dylan Moses, linebacker from Alabama. Usual athletic linebacker who had injuries. Perkins, we need a corner. We need an edge. I think edge is the most important thing right now. We focus on offense so far. So what do you guys think here? Perkins versus Rashad versus Janarius Robinson. Those are the three we're talking about right now. Perkins versus Robinson, right? Janarius Robinson, that's what I was asking about. Versus Rashad. Perkins, Roche, Jones, Smith, but I'm going to narrow it down to three. Otherwise, we're going to have a million different answers here. Jones, Perkins. Perkins is way too good, says Cavalier. I'm gone down. Rashad, Robinson versus Perkins are the three. Perkins, a lot of people saying Perkins here. I like Robinson. I don't know actually a ton about Perkins, but I'm trusting you guys here. I think that's going to be the pick then. Dave said Perkins as well. We're going to go Ronnie Perkins, the edge rusher from Oklahoma, with our final pick of the 2021 Walk the Mock draft. There it is, guys. Ronnie Perkins. Going to probably be the number 3 outside linebacker immediately behind TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. We could not have waited any longer for edge. If there was a run on edge rushers, we would have been in big trouble. There's nothing in free agency. You got Cassius Marsh, and that's about it behind those guys. Had to take him. And so Ronnie Perkins is the guy. And there goes Peyton. I should have thought about Peyton Turner as well, but what are you going to do? I was in a stressful situation. The Browns are having a really good draft. Yeah, there's other positions. I mean, I get that, guys. But again, remember, had we not traded out of the second round, I mean, we're only taking 3 positions, so we're not addressing either one of tight end versus interior offensive line versus edge. That is the value and the reason why I traded out, to address those extra positions. So there you go. That is going to be our draft. 250 people here in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Again, recapping our draft is Naji Harris, Josh Myers, Tommy Tremble, and then flipping over to defense with Ronnie Perkins and our final pick. Alberto, thank you so much. He says, great haul. Nice job, Alex. Thank you, Alberto, and everyone who has been here in the chat helping me out. Yeah, we still need tackle. I still want slot corner. We got 2 fourth. We actually have 3 fourth-round picks. That was part of the hypothetical trade, too, to address. So I think had it played out this way, you take tackle, you take a slot guy, you take a value pick here of somebody that's fallen. You kind of have some play now, finally. A lot of picks here. Maybe you package 6 and 7 and move up into the 5th round that would make sense because we got a lot of picks here at this point. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's probably a pick or two too many. I think that makes a lot of sense. So for fun, what would I do in the fourth mark? Like I said, tackle. I don't know exactly who that would be. Probably Jalen Moore, James Hudson. I would go find a slot corner. I don't know if that's a Shakur Brown or somebody else. And then I'd probably start looking at BPA as well. So if we just hypothetically look at some of the corners that were available to us, really upset that Wade and Bolden went off the board. Maybe an Ambry Thomas. I mean, maybe a St. Juice as an outside corner. Rochelle from Central Arkansas, he played on the outside. Lenore was kind of more of an outside corner, but I think he fits in the slot well. I like Cameron Bynum. Maybe a little bit too early, but I do like Bynum. Yeah, this was a lot of fun here, guys. I'll stick around here for the rest of the draft here, of course. We still have, how many picks do we have left? Decent amount, 10, 15 or so. And we'll just kind of hang around for the rest of the draft. So yeah, this was fun. I would like to do one more round. This was set to only end after 3 rounds, so it's going to end after the 3rd round, I believe, at least. That's what I was told. Otherwise, I would do all 7 rounds with you guys. I'd be here till 2 a.m. Picking Max Duffy in the 7th round for you guys. So yeah, a lot of fun here. Appreciate all the support. Yeah, this was it was so stressful at 24 when you guys were just flooding the chats with who the pick should be. That's I've never experienced that before, so that was a thrill. Thank you, Adam, very much. Thank you, C Bizzle Nizzle, Shyla Buh, I think is how we're saying that. Thank you, James Hudson now going off the board to Buffalo, so he's no longer in contention for our pretend 4th round pick. I need some water for sure. Look at the big board here. Who was still left here? Trey Sermon still here. Victor Dimukeji. Hamilcar Rashid, who we also considered with the edge pick. Patterson, Jones, Nasruddin, Robinson. I think Robinson could actually be the Steelers pick in like the 3rd, 4th round. Someone I'm considering in my final mock draft, which will be out right before the draft in about a week and a half from now. Thanks, Keith. Kalen with a super chat, $5. Thank you so much. He says, thank you so much for spending your night with us, Alex. No, thank you guys. Had a blast here on this Saturday night. Been a lot of fun here. This whole process of going through, draft profiles. The Steelers Depot team's done a great job putting together well over 200 and still many more to come before the 2021 NFL draft. Mock draft studies. We got, a study today on what the Steelers look for at outside linebacker. We'll have a final mock draft from probably most, if not all, of the draft contributors. We'll also have a draft roundtable with basically all the draft depot guys, Josh, Jonathan, Tom, Wes, Tyler, Dave, myself. All will be on a Zoom call, probably in podcast format, though, ultimately kind of talking about what they think about the NFL draft. So a lot of draft content coming to you guys over on Steelers Depot as well. So be sure to stick with the site. And then, of course, the draft itself. Come hang out with us and see what the actual picks are. Desmond, thank you so much for being here. John says, enjoyed this draft as Patrick Johnson goes to the Cowboys. John says, enjoyed this draft. Are you going to do one last 7-round mock before the draft? I will. It's going to be probably in article form, not in video form. But I will have a 7-round mock for Pittsburgh, of course, as the Dolphins take Osa Odigizua from UCLA. I will also still hope to do my complete 7-round mock draft for the entire NFL that I've done every year now for 6 or 7 years, I believe. Hopefully that happens. That's a big labor of love, but we're going to try to make it happen as well. Super chat here from Steeler Fan 1933 says, thanks for all you do all year round. Alex, thank you, Steeler Fan 1933, for being a loyal member of the channel. I certainly appreciate it. LV asking about Patterson. He's not a feature back. He's more quick than fast. I comped him to Devin Singletary. Very productive in the MAC. Had like 8 touchdown games. Some really gaudy video game type numbers. Won't do that in the NFL, of course, but I think the lateral quickness is a pretty special trait that he has. Mark Rawson says, I saw an MLB scouting director panic in real life way worse than you did. All right, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. And thank you, Wade Johnson 1, for being here. I think you were here at the start or just thereabout. So thank you for being here for this. What would we go? Over 2 hours here for the live stream. So a lot of fun. Again, this will be archived on Steelers Depot, going up either later tonight or tomorrow on Steelers Depot. So you guys can go back and watch it if you would like to, if you missed it live, or if you just want to go back and relive the chaos that was this draft. It was very chaotic, but in a good way, and that's how the draft is. The draft is always, a chaotic moment, at least for unprepared people like me. Maybe less so for Kevin Colburn Company. Good pick here by the Eagles, taking Jalen Darden out of North Texas. Sim Football tipped me off too. Yeah, Sim Football Critic, a really good guy. Good channel. Go check him out as well. But thank you, Keith. I'm glad you found us. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for those who have yet to subscribe. Rounding out round number 3. Again, thank you to Tim from Walk the Mall for putting this on. I think this went very well overall, aside from the suspect Broncos trade where they got both Justin Fields and Mac Jones. I think this was a lot of fun. Did I show you guys the one pick that someone offered me? I don't know if it shows up here. Yeah, this guy offered me. I don't know what he was doing. He was just being weird. As the Chargers will take Hunter Long. There goes Hunter Long. Late in round number 3 after they lost Hunter Henry. So they will retain a Hunter on their tight end depth chart. Suleiman asking, if I would like this haul overall. I would. I mean, obviously I picked it, so I'm biased probably to these players. But I think in terms, again, the idea of let's address positions of need and improve this run game, which so desperately needs to be improved. I mean, how can you say this run game has not improved? You get Harris, a starting running back, Myers, probably a starting center. Tremble can be a blocking tight end and some fullback as well, although Derek Watt is still there. And then you do finally address edge on defense with Ronnie Perkins. I like the trade. Again, the trade has kind of been stuck on the screen here. Was us trading out of the second round to pick up 2/3, a fourth, and a future third. That is good for the short term and the long term. Again, next year we'll have, hypothetically, a comp pick for Dupree, our normal third-round pick, and this third-round pick. That's 3 third-rounders next year. Now you can package that up for a quarterback, potentially take 2 of those third-rounders plus a first-rounder, plus maybe something else, get a quarterback. That is an A-plus trade, I would say. I'm very happy with that trade overall. Yeah, as Dave mentioned, the draft roundtable coming up here sometime next week. That'll be a lot of fun. The profiles, mock draft, lot coming up on Steelers Depot, and maybe one more. Do you guys want to see another? It might not be like this exactly, but just another, video mock draft. Do you guys want to see that? Let me know in the chat. Maybe we can squeeze in one more. Mike Adesso with a super chat saying, thanks, Alex. This was fun. Everyone hit the like button. Yeah, thank you, Mike. Thank you for being here this entire time and, just always supporting the channel and the Q&A live streams and here tonight. Now, we definitely do appreciate that. Ultimate, that is, I think, a good assessment of Hunter Long. Pick in for the Saints. They will take, there goes Victor Dimukeji, the edge, squatty body out of Duke. One of 2 edge rushers. They also have Chris Rump for the second, who's a different body type, much skinnier than Dimukeji. People saying, yes, we should do another one. I'll try to do it. Again, you can join, if you go on Walk the Mock, you can just join like public drafts that have maybe 10 people or so in it, so it wouldn't be unlikely to have all 31, user controlled teams. But this was a lot of fun. So we'll see. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe. Aaron says, nice haul. Thank you, Aaron. And thank you guys. You guys were my scouts and certainly helped dictate what direction we should go. Because I was freaking out in the third round. I had no idea who to take. Harris, I kind of had a good gut feeling for him or Creed Humphrey or 24. From there, though, I had no idea who we're taking. But Noor says he's liking this scenario. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I would be okay trading it down from 24 or 55. I mean, from 24, theoretically, you could still get a third-round pick and not have to move down quite as far as we did, coming out of the second round entirely. So that's the benefit of moving down from the first round. I think just trading down anywhere in the top 2 picks is probably the way to go. It just depends on how the board look. We tried to trade down from 24 in this one, couldn't find any takers. There really just wasn't a lot of interest anywhere. In the second round, we had a lot more interest in moving down. So third round, even more interest. So that's kind of how things went here. End of the draft. Will there be anything on the undrafted free agents we should go after? I'm sure. I don't know any names right now, but I'm sure somebody. 49ers late trade here with Dallas. Dallas getting a 7th round pick to move down 6 spots. Yeah, we could have waited on not taking Naji and taking Trey Sermon. I mean that's certainly possible, and maybe that would have been better to take Humphrey. Let me ask you guys what would you rather have had? Creed Humphrey and Trey Sermon, or Naji Harris and Josh Myers? Eskridge. That's a very Patriots pick right there. Good player. Picks coming in rapid fire. Lions are making the pick. I don't know where it went. As they will take Felipe Franks. That's an interesting pick there. $49. Okay, it's not even showing up anymore. But Keith Taylor is the pick. Yeah, I mean, you just never know, though. Sermon, he could have been off the board a lot earlier. In hindsight, maybe that was the better move. But, it's easy to look at these drafts in hindsight. So you have to judge the situation where you were at that time. But personally, I don't know. I think I personally probably prefer Humphrey in Sermon instead of Harrison Myers. But I'm not mad at this haul either. I like this haul. Couple more picks here. We have 3 more, I think, in round number 3, and then things will end for Walk the Mock 2021. Yeah, I like Hainsey as well. But projection, though, because he played almost exclusively right tackle at Notre Dame, but he will not play tackle in the NFL. He's not athletic and not really big enough either. Let's see, who's talking about old and dying? The owner? I don't know what we're referencing here. I don't care. Yeah, John, I know Harris had that ankle. I mean, he went through his pro day drills. The medical rechecks reportedly were positive. I doubt it's much of an issue. You never know, but it doesn't sound like a big deal. But I also don't want to get so locked in on Harris that we just assume that he's going to be the guy over Travis Etienne. I think Etienne could certainly be the pick at 24 as well. I don't know who they like more between Naji Harris and Travis Etienne. Tommy, I think Hill's going to be, I don't know, it sounds like a day 3 guy, maybe round 4, round 5 kind of guy. Just knowing that some of these centers get pushed down as well. Was that Hainsey? Did I just see Hainsey's name flash there? No. It was Hamilcar Rashad from Oregon State. I think Hill's an early day 3 guy. Solarverse, I don't think Naji would have been there at 55. I would have been very surprised by that. Suleiman, any free agent centers? I mean, they signed Finney. I don't expect them to really have much more movement in terms of bringing in other veterans, so probably not there. Zach Mandel says, very nice, Alex, very nice. I like Tremble in 3. Thank you, Zach. I do as well. Yeah, but no, I think that was Dave sharing the tweet from Jim Nagy that said that Cisco goes to the Ravens, that Hainsey could really fit and work well at center. I think that is going to be a fit with some time and some repetition. Yeah, ultimately, I know Najee's a little bit older, but running backs, they're one and done. You're not giving a second contract to them, so I don't care about the age as much as I would care about another position. So I'm not worried about that. Simon says, watching from Barbados. Thank you, Simon. We're international. Appreciate that. Actually, Zach, I don't know a ton about Perkins. I think he's a good athlete. The size maybe isn't spectacular, but the scouts were really pushing hard for Ronnie Perkins. That's the guy. I was watching more of Dimukeji. I've been watching more Janarius Robinson. I need to watch more of Ronnie Perkins. But you guys said that he was a really good value here, and I take your word for it. John says both running backs are gone at 24th. In what direction do you want to go in the draft? Trade down, center, or maybe an off-ball linebacker like a JOK? But strongly considering trading down there if possible. And so the draft will round out with Jay Tufeli, defensive lineman from USC. That is going to complete and conclude the 2021 Walk the Mock draft. Really appreciate you guys being here. I'll stick around for a couple more minutes to kind of go through any other chats and questions about this draft or the Steelers in general. Probably go to top of the hour, 11 o'clock my time. Again, this will be archived on Steelers Depot, so you guys can go back and watch it. Also archived, of course, on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you would like to. If you want to see more of this, and I decided to do another Walk the Mock video draft with you guys, and you want to be subscribed for that so you don't miss when and if we go live. Mark, thank you so much for being here. Since this was a blast. Thanks, Alex. This was a lot of fun. I didn't know how well this was going to go in terms of how much interest there would be and how other people would do and if the site would hold up and all those technical things and how things would look and sound and all that. But this one, I think, extremely well overall. Had a lot of fun here with this one. And thank you guys for being a part of it. You guys made it a lot of fun. If it was just me drafting by myself, it would have been like really boring. Very, very boring. I thank you again to all the other GMs of the Walk the Mock site. And again, thank you to Joe, who invited me, and to Tim, who I think is the owner, but he helped kind of put this thing together and steer me in the right direction. How much better will the run game be? I think, it still comes down to scheme and stuff like that, but I think there is clear reason to be optimistic about improvements in the run game if you get Naji Harris and Josh Myers and Tommy Tremble. But Nora, thank you for being here. I appreciate it as well. A lot of turnout tonight. Really, really cool. As we kind of wind things down, I'll hang out for another 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll wrap up the stream. So what backs, who was left? Who did not get taken in day 1 or day 2? Trey Sermon, still on the board. Patterson, Nasaldine, Janarius Robinson, Deontay Brown, Wiggins. They have Cooper ranked pretty highly. CJ Verdell went back to school, so he is not in this draft class. Trey Smith, Jordan Smith, those are the top guys. But Trey Sermon, the top player, not selected in the top 3 rounds. Yeah, Mike, I couldn't believe that. I mean, I've never seen that before with a chat moving that fast. I thought something almost broke at one point. Like, even after we made the pick, it was still going crazy. So I've seen YouTubers with a lot of subscribers, 100,000 subscribers have that. I've never experienced that before. So that was really, really fun. That was a pretty cool moment. I like Patterson. I like his quickness. He's not an every down elite back, but I think he's got a Devin Singletary style to his game, Mike. So yeah, I tried to address as many questions as possible. Hopefully, I got to the majority of them. I tried to address as many questions as I can. But that is going to be the draft here. Again, to recap our picks one last time: Naji Harris, the man, at number 24 in the first round. Let's see, we traded out of the second round. Again, the terms of the trade were moving out of the second round, trading 55 for, I believe that's like 78, 90, a fourth, and a future third. We then took Josh Myers, the center from Ohio State, with our first third-round pick, Tommy Tremble, the tight end from Notre Dame, with our second third-round pick, and then Ronnie Perkins, the edge from Oklahoma, with our third and final third-round selection. Broncos made this draft awesome. Fields and Jones, that was a stream highlight. Yeah, could you imagine if that actually happened? That would be just chaos. I mean, that is stretching it, obviously, but, again, several years back, the Washington took RG3 in the first, and then I believe in the third, I think it was Kirk Cousins. So, I mean, it's got a tiny bit of precedent. Obviously, I mean, that's taking it to a different level. Sleeper undrafted free agent Coyle from Purdue. Okay, I don't know much about him, but I can check him out. Mark says my trade was a grand slam. Yeah, I think that works again from the short-term perspective, for this exercise of picking up 2 third-round picks, and certainly from a long-term perspective as well. Really happy. That was just offered to me. I didn't even negotiate or send that deal out. That just fell in my lap, and I felt like I had to take it. All right, guys. Let's go ahead. Actually, one last thing here. Just look at the first round, just kind of how it played out overall. Lawrence Wilson, top 2, no surprises. Kyle Pitts was the big surprise. With the third pick, Denver trading up at number 4 to take Justin Fields. Sewell went number 5 to Cincinnati. Kind of school through the first round here. Patriots move up to take Trey Lance. The Broncos then took Mac Jones for reasons. Who knows? Jalen Waddle to Minnesota. Barrett Tucker, I think that was a trade there with Houston. To get him. J.C. Horn, a really nice pick here for the Cardinals. That was Blake taking him. J.O.K. going to Washington at number 19. Tevin Jenkins, a strong fit there in Chicago, pick 20. Moore, the top safety in this class, going number 25 to Jacksonville. Oweh from Penn State going to Baltimore, number 27. Zaven Collins, one pick behind. And then rounding out the first round was Liam Eichenberg to the the Rams, I think, and then Jermaine Davis going to Miami at number 32. How was our draft compared to the rest of the division? Let's look at that there quickly, and then I'm going to wrap up the stream. Baltimore took Oweh, Wallace, and Cisco. I think we have a much better draft than that. Wallace felt like a reach. Cisco's fine, I guess. Owa, to me, is a big reach there, so I think we did better than Baltimore. Cincinnati, Sewell, Moore, and Williams. I think that's a strong top 3 there for the Bengals. A left tackle, I assume maybe Williams moves to left guard. Moore's a good pick. I don't know exactly where the fit is, but the talent is strong. And then Williams, I think, is kind of a Geno Atkins 2.0, so that's pretty good. And the Browns took Micah Parsons, Davian Nixon, and Peyton Turner. Also, I think 3 pretty good picks. Obviously, a defensive-heavy approach there to fix that defense. I may be a little surprised about no secondary ad here. No corners or safeties. I know they signed John Johnson, but I was a little surprised not to see a corner or someone come in there. But a good pick, good top 3 overall for the Browns. So I think we're comparable with the Bengals and the Browns. I think we're much better than what the Ravens did. Do I have any other favorite mock draft simulators? I think this might be my favorite. I've been used to using Fanspeak, but this one is a lot of fun. So this might be top of the list for me right now. Zach, have a good night as well. And I think that will conclude the stream. Again, thank you guys so much. We might do this in the future. Again, just let me know if you guys want to see it. I know there was a lot of good feedback when I asked that question earlier, but just letting me know in comments and super chats or whatever the case is, and just to kind of give me that feedback. And maybe I'll try to squeeze in one more of these in some form or fashion. So thank you guys so much for being here. Really, really appreciate it. A ton of fun tonight. Please enjoy the rest of your Saturday night and your weekend. Dave and I will be back for the podcast, I think probably for Tuesday. We'll try to do our draft roundtable with a Depot draft crew as well. And we'll have our next live stream a week from Monday. So thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate all your help, and we'll talk to you soon.